going on, y'all? So, as the title says, I did not know this was going on Monday Night Raw. As it turns out, there were some things. It made some big headway. I'm a little bit late to it, but hectic work and all that. I finally get to sit down and make this video. This video is mainly just about not only my decrease in what I thought in my rating that I gave Raw, but it's the reason why. So if you don't know, and I feel like this deserves its own video, but if you don't know, the big thing that came out of Monday Night Raw last week was that there were, I guess, from the home, it mostly came from the people who was watching at home, because the people who was watching at home caught it, and it was obvious. This is where this came from. I'm not even going to read you the articles or nothing, because the articles basically says this. It talks about the piped in, the overtly obvious, I guess, piped in crowd noise. And it's funny to me because it was so obvious that I missed it. I was enjoying the show so much that I missed that the crowd wasn't like the San Juan, Puerto Rico crowd. And for those who don't know, that crowd last Monday, that was coming off the back of Backlash. You know, that San Juan, Puerto Rico crowd, how hyped they was, how, you know, they was a great crowd. They was part of the reason why Backlash was so enjoyable. But not that crowd, not the Monday after. So apparently, it was so overtly, like it was so obvious that WWE themselves confirmed that it was what they was doing, and that it was a no, it was a lose-lose situation because they couldn't. It was either they broadcasted the way it was and take a chance on the audience think the show was boring, or they pipe in some noise to make it more enjoyable for the audience. But either way, they knew that audience at home was going to recognize it. They wasn't even trying to hide it. So, for a few examples, the main one they pointed out was during the Brock Lesnar segment, where he kept telling people to look at my face. Apparently, all the boos and everything you heard was piped in. Now, my first initial go through when I first watched that, I didn't think, okay, the crowd's into it, they booing them. I didn't pay attention to it until I saw the articles and whatnot, and they pointed out how even though we heard the crowd animate and interact with the segment, they said, look, if you look, you can see that it's obvious the crowd is not doing it. So when I wasn't paying attention to that. So when I went back and watched it and I seen it, I'm like, holy crap. It really was that obvious because at first I'm like, when I heard this, I'm like, it wasn't, I don't know, I don't think it was that obvious. Y'all saying it was obvious, then I'm like, oh, yeah, it was. That was just me being. But yeah, apparently you can see that the crowd is, even though we hearing this major boos or whatnot, the crowd is not doing anything. They just sitting there like, yeah. Yeah, what you want I get it out to the show. Yeah, this show is boring. Like you see people just like not caring at all about Brock Lesnar, and I get it. Like, and now that I get the full context, I get it because this is just basically the same thing. This is just the same thing that he already done to Cody Rhodes, and so he actually cut a promo. He beat down Cody Rhodes to start this feud, and he didn't cut a promo. Now he did the same thing, but he cut a promo. Same thing. He put him through the table and all that. And this time he just told him that he lucked into the face, right? And then another example is when Seth Rollins uh, when Seth Rollins, especially when it was like when he do the little thing that he does now, where when he gets in the ring and just stands there like this and waits for them to serenade him with the song. You could tell that was another one where you could tell that the crowd was not didn't get it until it was late, because you could hear two audios. You could hear the actual live crowd. Finally like, oh, we supposed to sing right here. Okay, so they singing, and then you got WWE piping in crowd noise to make up for it, because you could tell it was just awkward that he was just standing there and the crowd was not really, like, the crowd was dull. And my problem with this, so I don't make so this don't be a long video, is that their reasoning for doing this is because they wanted to make it enjoyable for the audience at home. They want to make it seem like it wasn't a boring show. So just put on a better show. Like, why you guys got so complacent that you think you could just do. Now, I won't even say the bare minimum, but you don't have to do. You don't have to go full Attitude Era best. Like, you don't have to make sure that every single show is a good show. Like, no, put on a better show. If that was the case, if you're worried about the enjoyment of the audience at home, put on a better show so the crowd there can actually have something to cheer about. Like, example, take for what happened Friday night with Roman Reigns. That was nothing to cheer about. You got a whole concept of Night of Champions where every championship is supposed to be defended. And mostly every championship is going to be defended. I say mostly because Roman is not defending his championship. Instead of defending his championship, he's going after one. How do you, like, even in story, you can't justify that. You can't justify that. That's stupid booking. So instead of doing these 50-50 or just dumbass bookings, make the show better. Just do better. That's all you gotta do. Do better. And you can do better. The Ruthless Aggression and the Attitude Era showed that you could do better. All you gotta do is just put on better shows. Make it unique. Stop running the same storylines and run different storylines. Take the titles off of Roman. Do something that's we haven't been seeing for the past 3 years, or do something we haven't been seeing for the past couple of weeks. You did a draft, but the draft is like, what was the point of that? You bring up some NXT superstars, you switch some superstars to different brands, but you immediately got SmackDown superstars being able to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship that's exclusive to Raw. But I understand that if the SmackDown superstar won, they're gonna automatically be a Raw superstar. But still, why is this not all Raw superstars? Why is it not 2 weeks of Raw tournaments to determine who will be, like, I don't understand that. And then you got, why you got certain people still double champion? Why is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens still double champion? Shouldn't the SmackDown belts, tag team belts, be on SmackDown? Why is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley having switched titles? Why? Like, I don't understand. But it's a lot of things you could do better. And doing that, watching that made the show, getting to my point, that made the show a little bit, I don't know, less. So I'm taking my initial, review. My initial thing was that Raw was an 8 out of 10. And I'm taking that down to a 6 out of 10. Just because that piped in, your excuse, the piped in noise, yeah, I'm taking that to a 6 out of 10 because that's no excuse. just do better. Just do better. But hey, if you enjoy videos like these, let me know in the comments down below, and I will do like after review videos about what I think about the latest news coming out the thing. So if you enjoyed the video, you hit this button right there for all of my daily reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, you know what to do. Hit those buttons. As always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but they're going anywhere because I got reactions coming your way and gameplay. Peace.